Back with another beautiful episode of the Stanley Parable. What the heck am I looking for? Okay, I found it. Once we enter the time again, I'm not gonna put the actual time. I'm just gonna put somewhere close. We'll do 10. Oh, well, no problem. All right, what's up? Game and then save the screen. Just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. All right, we'll do that later, I guess. Oh, and I guess if PS4 version, if you didn't you could tell from the fucking first episode. Yeah, I'm just not gonna say anything else after that. But we're gonna go right back into it. Mm, I don't know if I can get all the endings. We're just gonna start doing them. I don't know. I don't know how many endings there are.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a
Welcome
big
back.
building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others
I'll just let
might
this
have
play
considered
out.
it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
No, not
No one
one.
had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I want to fix that sensitivity.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Much better.
Perhaps he had simply missed.
All right, let's see what we're gonna get ourselves into today. Uh,
Stanley came to a set of two open doors.
we're
This was
going
not the correct way to the meeting
this way
room,
this time.
and Stanley knew it perfectly
We're not
well.
gonna break the game though.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I want to try
Yes,
something.
truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh,
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
yeah.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Pro gamer move right there. That's what we do around here.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
Okay.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I kept thinking of an intro of how I was gonna start
When Stanley came to a set of two
a
open
channel.
books, this was not the correct way
I
to
had
the
a.
meeting
I mean,
room,
I had
and
an
Stanley
other
knew it
channel,
perfectly well.
the Secret
Perhaps he
Gamer.
wanted to stop by the
I
employee lounge first.
can't get back
just
into,
to
so I
admire
just said,
it.
screw it. I'll make another one.
Wow. Yes.
And
this room. What a but eager to get back to business.
I just
Stanley
I
took
was
the
completely
first
lost with
open
the
door
idea
on
of an
his
intro,
left.
so I said, we'll just play the Stanley Parable. We'll see how it
Stanley was
goes.
so bad at following directions, it's
And,
incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
I think the next, I don't know. I've been thinking of another game I'm probably gonna get into. We're
Look,
just gonna be
Stanley,
playing
I think
some
perhaps
games.
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact
Okay,
is
yeah,
that the
I
story
think I
has
can
been
do
about
this.
nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger everywhere. I'll give him a chance. 2v1.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Man, you just opened up a whole nother door. Like, literally. We breaking rules today.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
I didn't misunderstand anything.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
You think you just
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I'd written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
It's beautiful.
Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Alright.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience. Benefited from allowing you more choices. Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
No. Yeah, we're at about
of course. A 3.
We're about at 3 right now.
Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion.
I'm sorry.
Any level of critical thinking.
I thought 3 was a good.
with
I
your
thought 3 was a
surroundings.
good.
Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes. Wonderful.
I'm sorry.
Here,
I was
based
going
on
to
the
pick
data
4,
from your
but
previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Is this real? No, I haven't been playing for 7 hours. No way. A dead rat. Oh, well, that's gonna crap on me. So, again?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Honest answers, please.
That did bump it up a bit.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
What's this?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
4
Be sure to
hours?
keep notes on your experience.
Holy shit. Don't worry, guys. We only got about 3 hours and 58 minutes left. Alright. Yeah.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Kind of
Because
both.
if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Oh.
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating.
Huh,
What do
I'll
you
be
think this game
damned.
is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
This is badass. What was that? Oh, I'm really going down here.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
Well, great input.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. In any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of it with something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
He's got me in a loop now, guys. He got me right where he wants me. What are we doing?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had
What
in
the
mind.
hell? What the
Just a
fuck?
nice big one. Be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Yeah.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
Right here,
Stanley,
another
I
one.
have a thought. And a more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Bring it on. Boom. Boom. Those two are just gonna go in.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
Wait, no.
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides,
Alright,
you need
alright.
someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I am structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you'd like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
He's gone. Alright. He took the balls though. Yeah, he for real did leave me.
Hold on. What are you doing?
I didn't know. Look, I didn't know. I just was going where the balls went. Oh goodness.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Alright, we ain't gotta deal with that guy no more. Uh, Getting a backrooms vibe from this, you know?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Did you? Am I back finally? Am I? He took me on the long one that time. All right.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post
You got
during work
coming
hours.
up.
He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Oh boy.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words.
It's not real.
I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Hey.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
We're getting down to the brick of it
The
all.
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming.
Oh my goodness.
Please, someone wake me
Oh
up.
my
My name is
fucking god.
Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Holy shit.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What the hell? This game got me tripping now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
So we're
missed
not
a
gonna
memo.
go insane.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Let's do
Feeling
one
a
more,
wave of
and then I'm gonna
disbelief,
call it.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
I don't want
office.
to go down. I want to go up. Yeah, I think.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I don't know how long I can drag this out.
2845.
But I don't know. I mean, you just said I don't know it. Wow, what is this password? Where is it?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Wow.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Looks like we're gonna go to escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
How's that? Ain't shit
The door
happening.
behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
What the hell's my death at? I really did die, didn't I? Oh, I didn't.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected
Oh my God.
that his life had been of no consequence
Hold up,
whatsoever.
hold up.
Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world
I can
is.
get out of this.
Perhaps his death was of no great
I can
loss,
get out of this.
by plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
I can
So
get out of
he
this.
resigned and willingly accepted
Just think.
this
I just gotta
violent end
think.
to his
I just have to
brief and
think.
short life. Farewell, Stanley.
I just have to think. Quick, think. Oh my God, I'm dead.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
No, please, not two of
In a
them, please.
single visceral
Please,
instant,
no.
Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
That didn't happen.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and to make sure the player uses it. Nature paintings. Stanley's computer. So that's where it all started, at filing cabinets. Always leaving dang things on. Hello guys, based on the work of the Stanley Parable. So this is not the. It's just not it, or is this? I don't know. Either way. Early version of the maintenance room. Enter like a little. We now sell the versions that with these are screen produced. They're made to announce the games today. Did they really try? That's funny. What is this? After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email their Christmas. Oh yeah, they actually plan to use this. Please, I'd like to keep you this process top secret. If you're not interested, get back to me. If you're interested, what do you do? Dead, strong, bad. How do you type boxing gloves on? We're in the lounge. Neat. Yeah, I see that. One option. big is this place? Yeah, I think I came from over here. Yeah, okay. Little emails. Freedom! I don't think it went in there. 2012, that is crazy. Let us continue on. Well, yes, it's a trailer anyway. Neat. Underground.
Stanley pushed the number 6. Stanley walked over the bridge. Stanley stood on the roof. Then he pushed the number 4. Stanley pushed the big red button.
Alright, I think that was everything.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
No, we ain't. Yeah, we are.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your own.
Alright, guys.